The Stormy Daniels conviction of fraud in relation to this hush money, he's been convicted of 34 counts of fraud. Can he pardon himself?
Yes, I think that I think he can be sentenced. I think he can be sentenced. He's due to be sentenced in a month's time. God knows what the court will do, but I suspect that the judge will say, given that you've been, elected by the people of America to be the president, I'm passing a suspended sentence because you still interfered with proper record keeping and it was fraudulent and so on, and a jury convicted you. And then he'll pardon himself. He will test it. He will test it. He will have no problem, and he's definitely going to stop the investigations and the prosecutions in relation to the seizing of materials, secret materials, classified materials of serious content that he kept at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, well, this is the question I was going to ask. The Constitution of the United States says that nobody can serve more than two terms. To change the Constitution requires the assent of three-quarters of the states or something. I can't remember the precise rules, but could he get the Supreme Court to interpret that as meaning two consecutive terms?
I think that it depends how Vance performs, but Vance is very much the man supported by Elon Musk. It was Elon Musk who persuaded, and Thiel, another of these multi-billionaire rich folk in the tech world. They persuaded Trump to have him as his vice president, and that was for a reason, because they think he's got the smarts and so on that Trump doesn't have about how things might and is more, if you like, conventional in the way in which he conducts himself, even if his politics are extreme and of the extreme right. And so all I would say is that I think that they will try and put pressure on him to just do one term. You've been the greatest president that ever existed, and you've made America great again. And now we're going to pass it on to your wonderful protege. So I think there is a plan in here, and I think it includes Vance, as long as Vance doesn't do anything completely to alienate old Trump, because of course he doesn't like having competition of any sort. But there are a whole lot of things that he will get to work on doing. I mean, he'll undo the work that Biden introduced. Some gun control laws, very limited, because to get it through it had such difficulty. But there was some limit put on gun control. That was about having looking at people's criminal records or something, and that will be torn up. You can be sure, because the gun lobby has got Trump in their pocket, and I'm very anxious about this business where he's got to display the business of deporting immigrants. And I think that is going to be a really ugly and horrible business, because you're going to see people torn away from their families, wives who've lived in America for many years but who never got their papers sorted, parents of young who were born in America and therefore are American citizens, and the parents being sent back to places that they've not lived in for many years. I mean, some of that could prove to be really horrible to see. I mean, those people must be living in fear.
We seem to be going back to the 1930s, but his supporters chanting at rallies, mass deportations now.